More than 40% Nigerians do not have access to clean environment, while another 70% battles with poor sanitation. This records This record defeats the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6, which aims to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Nigeria's Ministry of Water Resources is confronting this challenge by sensitizing the people on how dirty environment affects access to clean water for use. This is to commemorate the 2018 World Water Day with the theme Nature for Water.
Providing potable water for the citizens is a major challenge government faces every time. But little did the people know that their activities in making the environment filthy leads to difficulty in accessing clean water. This is the reason for the sensitization work across the city of Abuja, to tell people how human activities constitute a major problem to providing clean water for the people.
If we think that we are safe because we live in urban communities, think of the fact that the person who's defecating is polluting your groundwater because we're all using boreholes, so that feces can make its way into your water. So not having adequate sanitation has a major impact on water because people are defecating by rivers, by lakes, animals are defecating right next to the water where they're drinking, and people are also drinking that water. So it's very closely related, and that's why we cannot solve the water problem without solving the sanitation problem as well.
The Ministry of Water Resources said it is working on a water bill that will guarantee affordable and portable water for Nigerians, including the rural dwellers. But want state and local governments to live up to the responsibility of providing water for the people.
It is the sole responsibility of the states and local governments to provide water for Nigerians. And so, which is why, you see, as members of the fourth estate of the ring, you must hold your governors, your local government chairmen accountable if there is no water in your local environment. It is not the responsibility of the federal government. I want to make that very, very clear. It is not the responsibility of the federal government to give water to Nigerians. It is the responsibility of the states and local governments.
70% of Nigerians who do not have access to adequate sanitation. So the need is huge, and trying to cope with that is a major challenge. But we also recognize, just like the Permanent Secretary has said, that we cannot do it by ourselves. We need a partnership. We need to make sure that we're working with government and that we are supporting government to ensure that the policies that they put in place are actually being implemented. And that's another challenge because many times we find that the capacity of government to actually do those things is sometimes limited. So what we try to do is to work with the RUWASAs at the state level, the local government, because that's really where people live, and try to build their capacity to be able to, provide the services.
There's always this belief when you don't have water in your kitchen, in your environment, you start running to the Federal Ministry of Water Resources. But we do, as a matter of fact, intervene on critical situations, like in the IDPs, and when we find out that the states are not doing what they are supposed to do, we can't fold our hands. Under such conditions, the federal government do intervene to bridge that gap in supply.
By 2030, the United Nations set a goal for developing nations to achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all and end open defecation while paying special attention to the needs of women and girls and those in vulnerable situations. Adeshawa Odushoga, TV 360, Lagos.